We're going to talk today about how you can determine if two functions are inverses. And so up here is a key concept that is taken from your book. It says two functions f and g are inverse functions if and only if both of their compositions are the identity function. So in other words, if you look at the symbols, this is what you get. Now I kind of tried to simplify things a little bit more. We're going to show that f of g of x. Now remember, f of g of x is similar to fog. I mean, that's what it is. But I simplified it and wrote it this way because that might make a little more sense. We're going to show that when you compose them, you get x. And we're going to show that when you compose g of f, you will get x as well. Yes?
What if you get like negative x or something?
The negative x, I believe, still works. Because
Okay.
there was times that we did get negative x and it still was an inverse. So. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this. Determine whether each pair of functions are inverse functions. Okay. Determine whether each pair of functions are inverse functions. And we've got two examples we're going to look at today. And so this is a concept that actually will follow us through till next year. We will talk about this in pre-calc as well. Okay, we'll spend a little more time with inverses, but you'll be doing this as well. So the very first thing what we're going to do is we're going to do f of g of x. Okay? So we're going to compose those two. Very first thing, remember we start with the parentheses. So I've really got f of what? Yep, 1/3 x minus 3. Now remember, what I'm going to do with that 1/3 x minus 3 is I'm going to go to the f function. Okay, I'm going to go to the f function, and wherever I see x, I'm going to put this. Now, 1/3 x minus 3 replaces the x. So I'm going to take 1/3 x minus 3, and I'm going to put it in place of the x. The x is gone. Okay, so don't put the x twice.
So that 1/3 x minus 3 replaces the x in the f of g of x?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So notice now, I've got 3x plus 9. All right, so it replaces it. You don't leave that x there. And now what I need to do is simplify that. So to simplify that, the very first thing you're going to do is distribute the 3. When I distribute the 3, what is 3 times 1/3 x? 1x. What is 3 times negative 3? Negative 9. And then notice I've still got my plus 9. Well, if I simplify that, what am I now left with?
1x.
1x. So there we go. That's our first check. Now what I need to do is compose it the other way. I need to compose and do g of f of x. So what that means is that I'm now going to replace the f of x with 3x plus 9. Now where am I going to put the 3x plus 9? I'm going to put it right here. And the x is gone now when I put it in that place. So I get 1/3 times 3x plus 9 minus 3. So what do I do now? Distribute. So what is 1/3 times 3x? 1x. What is 1/3 of 9? 3. So I'm left with 1x plus 3 minus 3, which gives me 1x. Checks, and they are inverses. So determine whether they are inverses. Answer is yes.
So you know they're an inverse if they match? If the answers
No,
match?
if they equal x.
Oh, okay.
So now we're going to look at another one. So let's look at another pair of functions. F of x equals 4x squared, and g of x equals 2 times root x. First thing we're going to do is f of g of x. So in place of g of x, what am I going to put? So
Root
f
root
of 2 root x. So I'm going to go ahead and put 2 root x in place of the x right here. Now we have to be careful when we simplify this. Shouldn't be a problem. So I've got 4 times 2 root x quantity squared. So the 2 root x replaced the x in the 4x squared. So now, order of operations, I'm going to go ahead and distribute that 2 here and here. So really, what is 2 squared? 4. And then I have root x squared. What do you know happens with your root x and the square? They cancel. And so I've got 4 times 4, which is 16x. Does that equal x?
No.
Nope. So this is not an inverse.
What do you mean equals x?
That
On
is
the other
16x. That's not 1x. Okay. So this one does not work.
So
as
you
a
don't even
result,
have to do
you
the
don't
other
even
one?
have to do the other one. So now what you're going to be able to do is finish your assignment, okay, from yesterday. That's going to be due Monday, okay?